Hello, everyone. This is Dartt, and it has been confirmed that Azuregos, Lord Kazzak, and the Green Dragons Emeriss, Lethon, Taerar, and Ysondre will be making a return in the form of time-walking events. New in patch 7.2.5 will be a quest titled The Originals, and the quest text in that reads, "Long ago, great terrors walked our lands, and drove even the smallest to flights of heroism." I speak, of course, about Lord Kazzak, Azuregos, and the Dragons of Nightmare. Legends have it that so sought after were their treasures that armies would camp overnight to hunt them down. We have felt disturbances in the timeways, coincidentally located where these giants once roamed. Would you mind investigating for us? Strange things happen during this time of the year. I think it's very obvious from the wording that this quest will not be active all year long, and probably only during a very small window, perhaps during the anniversary event. Loot drops from this will scale to item level 840 for level 110 characters, and include widely sought-after transmog items, such as the Gauntlets of Shining Light, Imbued Plate, Staff of Rampant Growth, Nightmare Blade, Typhoon, Emerald Dragonfang, and Amber Seal Keeper. Of these, for those that remember him, probably the favorite is probably Azuregos. He was a world boss blue dragon in Azara, with some crazy mechanics for the time. He would give players a 15-minute Mark of Frost debuff, making them very weak against Azara Frost. He regularly dropped aggro, teleported to players, and reflected spells back onto attackers. He was very sought after by hunters in particular for the mature blue dragon sinew required for the ancient sinew-wrapped lamina, an epic 24-slot bag, and part of the same quest that yielded Rock Dalar, longbow of the ancient keepers. Since he was the only source of this quest item, once he was removed in Cataclysm, that old Molten Core quest became obsolete. I feel privileged to have fought him prior to his removal, and though I completed the bag quest, for some reason I must have deleted mine because I can't find it anywhere. I suppose it doesn't matter since he can't transmog a quiver appearance, and the only way to get that is to equip Thazdora. Kind of a shame, really. He also dropped the blue scepter shard required for the Scepter of the Shifting Sands, the item that unlocked the Gates of Ahn'Qiraj. If that's not enough, he also features in the Farewell Minnow Horde quest chain that results in the Faded Wizard's Hat toy, and the Arcane Mage and Discipline Priest artifact quest lines in Legion. He dropped Snowblind Shoes, Cold Snap, Fang of the Mystics, Unmelting Ice Girdle, Typhoon, Crystal Adorned Crown, and the Drape of Benediction. Moving on. Anyone who played in Outlands during BC, I'm sure remembers Lord Kazzak. If he was spawned, he would regularly do zone-wide shouts in Hellfire Peninsula. I'm ashamed to say that I never got to fight this boss, as I started during BC and spent most of it figuring the game out, leveling, and trying to make friends. Kazzak was removed at the start of Wrath of the Lich King. Lord Kazzak spawning on Tuesday would invariably set off a race to see which raid could drop him in the 3-minute window before he went into Supreme mode, spamming AoE shadow bolts and slaughtering everyone. This would also happen if more than 40 people attacked him, and resulted in more than a little server drama. In Warlords, he was introduced as a raid boss in Tanaan Jungle, and people enjoyed killing him on a weekly basis, both for Fellblight and for a chance at the Chipped Soul Prism, which was an incredible stat trinket for its time. Lord Kazzak dropped Blacklight Bracers, Felon-Fused Leggings, Ring of Entropy, Amber Seal Keeper, Doomhide Gauntlets, Flayed Doomgarn Belt, Ysondre's Pelt, Infernal Headcage, Empyrean Demolisher, and the Blaze Fury Medallion. Last but certainly not least are the four green dragons, Emeriss, Lethon, Taerar, and Ysondre. I have to say that these captured my imagination while I was leveling my first character to max level, traveling around Eastern Kingdoms and Kalimdor, and learning about the game's backstory. To me, they represented the reason for advancing in levels and gear, while adding a sense of wonder to the areas they were in. For those who came after they were removed, each one of these protected a portal to the Emerald Dream, and disappeared once Cataclysm went live. There were 4 of these portals, and each dragon could randomly show up in Duskwood, Feralis, the Hinterlands, or Ashenvale. Their abilities held them in pretty good stead up until the end of Burning Crusade. These bosses did a pretty fair job of handling inexperienced players, right up until Wrath of the Lich King, which I can personally attest to. They just destroyed people. I very vividly remember getting wrecked by Ysondre in Duskwood, where a demented druid spirit ran around killing healers. After that, the disparity in levels and gear upgrades just put them at too big of a disadvantage. Ysondre and Taerar were actually featured in the Cataclysm quest chain Taerar's Fall in Feralis. Also, you can find all 4 in the Dragons of Nightmare encounter in Legion's Emerald Nightmare raid. These dragons had shared loot as well as individual loot tables. The shared drops were Gloves of Delusional Power, Dragon's Fur Wraps, Ancient Corroded Leggings, Dragonbone Wrist Guards, Hammer of Bestial Fury, Green Dragon Skin Cloak, Acid Inscribed Greaves, Trance Stone, and Staff of Rampant Growth. Emeriss's loot included Dragonheart Necklace, Boots of the Endless Moor, Circlet of Restless Dreams, Ring of the Unliving, and Polished Ironwood Crossbow. Lethon dropped Gauntlets of the Shining Light, Deviant Growth Cap, Malignant Foot Guards, Blackbark Wristbands, Dark Heart Pants, and Belt of the Dark Bog. Taerar dropped Boots of Fright, Unnatural Leather Spalders, Mendicant Slippers, Nightmare Blade, and Mind Tear Band. Ysondre used to drop Emerald Dragonfang, Jade Inlaid Vestments, Strangely Glyphed Leg Plates, Leggings of the Demented Mind, Hibernation Crystal, and Acid Inscribed Pauldrons. Now, I'm just going to put this out there. These fights were not pushover while they were relevant, especially exactly the opposite. So I expect level 110 revamps will be anything but LFR mode, look maw, no mechanics. If you expect to fight these when they go live, expect to follow a raid strategy or you're going to get destroyed. Personally, I'm very interested and eager to see these, and I want to know what you think. Please let me know. That's it for now. I hope you enjoyed this video. Like, comment, subscribe. Good luck, have fun. I'll see you in game.